I'm gonna do it, guys.
Do it.
Guys, we have a bonus song. Can you guess this song based off of lyrics? First lyric. Happy birthday. Okay, next lyric. Do you? Can you guess the song?
Is it happy birthday?
Rick, it is
It's
happy birthday.
Because that puts me off the Ben if I win.
Oh yeah, go Drew.
No, but
Drew gets it.
no, it's
Drew, you do. You had your hand raised.
It's happy birthday, Travis.
It is happy birthday.
Good job,
Why is
Drew.
it happy birthday?
Fucking yes, because it's my birthday.
Damn
Happy
straight it's your
birthday,
birthday.
is guacamole a fruit salad?
What is the best milkshake for bringing boys to the yard?
Ostriches are dinosaurs.
Don't piss off old people.
New game
What do you mean it gives you Arby's mouth?
for artisanal muck duck balls.
I think they call that autofellatio.
I want to high five a shark.
Welcome to Bar Banter. Relax, have a drink with us as we debate the most controversial topics in the world today.
On today's podcast, we talk about what is a superhero. We determine what is the best vintage video game. And lastly, we update the 7 dwarves. But first, Andrew Mullis, what are you drinking?
Well, I am drinking a lovely Spanish cava wine, a little bubbly. It's very nice and crisp. Richard Mattison, what are you drinking?
I can't have anything too stressful today. I'm using my go-to Blue Moon security blanket, and I'm gonna stay in my comfort zone.
Is that because
Ben.
the Braves are playing?
Yes, and also if there's any weird reactions that don't make sense, I apologize in advance. It's the postseason.
Yeah,
Go Braves.
full disclosure. If you hear banging or cheering or snaps or clapping or just general hoot and hollering, it's because the Braves are playing in the playoffs and we're down by 1 game. So
We're at a bar. That's what you're supposed to do.
exactly.
That's right. But anyways, Ben, what are you drinking?
Went seltzer tonight. Drinking a little
Ooh.
Bud Light seltzer, hard soda, citrus, kind of like Sprite, but
My
with alcohol in it.
basic B.
Yeah.
Are
Okay,
those-
Justin's not here. I got to be a basic.
Are
Yeah.
those any good? I've seen those. I've thought about it.
So this is the Sprite one. They've got orange soda, cherry soda, and regular Coke. Sprite and orange soda are awesome. So
I feel
Are
like
they
they would taste
super
like
sweet?
LaCroix.
No,
Like,
I
are
don't
they're
they
not
sweet as
overly
the
sweet.
sodas? Okay.
No, they're not overly sweet, which is great. So, Travis, what you drinking tonight?
Rum and Coke.
that a boy.
Hell yeah.
What rum?
It's a Bacardi, but it's a 10-year.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of things that are 10 years old, is the first time I was introduced to superheroes.
Nice.
Man,
That was okay.
it
That was okay.
It's actually kind of decent, and I don't know how I feel about it.
All right,
I'm
let me
almost
try again.
ashamed.
Let me try again.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you lower the bar a little bit?
yeah, hold on.
Oh shit, you need a lead up.
Yeah, let's just
So here I was trapped under a car one day.
realized I had superpowers.
Just lifted that fucker off.
Hey guys, why did the mechanic sleep under the car? Because he wanted to get up oily in the morning.
Ugh.
You know, while we're
Wow.
doing this, I had a Laffy Taffy this weekend.
Yeah.
And I forgot about those
What?
jokes. And I
Wow.
decided that if Travis could have a job, it would be Laffy Taffy joke writer.
I prefer
yeah.
popsicle stick joke writer, but yes,
That's fine. That's
same
fine.
same industry, just competitors.
And
We
the
just
fact
gotta
that we
work-
haven't
we
done a
gotta work more to
segment
get to the end.
about assigning each other jobs like that.
Oh, that
think
sounds
we should,
fun.
I think we should
Ooh,
fix.
that would be a good one.
Anyways,
Guys, what's a superhero? We
Okay.
we started talking about this about 2 episodes ago when we were talking about the best Batman, and I believe it was either Ben Yeah, it was Ben mentioned that Batman was a superhero, and there were some very strong arguments against just that word from myself and Rick, whether or not Batman was a superhero. So I think if we can define what a superhero is, that will kind of determine whether or not Batman is in fact a superhero. I mean, if no one else is going to start, I'll start.
No,
I think it's pretty cut and dry, in my opinion. A superhero is someone who has superpowers. Period. The end. Where this kind of starts to get blurred is you have to talk about a superhero in a fictional sense, because a Batman vigilante, super playboy billionaire, Iron Man type of character, in theory, could exist in real life in nonfiction terms. And in which case, in nonfiction terms, they could be a superhero because there are no people with superpowers. So therefore, like, that's where I think the line starts to get blurred. But because there are no real superheroes in nonfiction terms, a superhero has to be someone with superpowers. Case closed. Next topic.
What do you define as superpowers?
A superpower would be something that is
unnatural ability.
I don't want to say unnatural, because that could exclude mutants, because mutants have mutated.
Okay, if you want to. Okay.
Yeah. And I think that mutants would be,
or even somebody like Superman, who is from a different planet and just naturally exists in a better state than normal human beings.
Okay, that's fair.
I would say a superpower is anything that has enhanced control over forces and forces and senses that humans don't already have.
Like naturally, like they don't have it naturally.
Right.
But you're always measuring it against just a normal human being.
Correct.
Okay. I'd love to add on to that. Go ahead, Rick. And I'm gonna jump.
I want to stick with unnatural with mine, and I understand why you don't want to use that, but the fact that you have to say mutation for X-Men thus makes it unnatural. You can make the argument that through mutation it becomes natural, if that is the way you want to go. But from today, right now, a mutant would be unnatural. So
mutation is a natural process, though, that exists today.
Correct. So if you want to say unnatural, all right, fine. If we want to take one unnatural, uncommon, or extra, or uncommon / extraordinary ability, if you want to phrase it that way.
Would you consider the ability to manipulate the world around you and make $1 billion unnatural?
I would not.
Comparatively to the amount of billionaires there are in the world to the number of non-billionaires there are in the world?
I would not.
Seems like a pretty unnatural ability.
I would not.
Otherwise, we'd have millions upon millions of billionaires.
I would not.
I would say it's uncommon. It's not
Which is unnatural.
So
yeah, I agree with half of that, but
you guys are using words like unnatural and uncommon, and I understand why. But I'm going to go back to the root word and talk about super. Like, super is it means like a higher quality or a higher quantity than what the majority is. Like it's that extra special little something. So I look at somebody like the Flash, superhero, right?
Yes.
Okay, but his powers were given to him by a man-made explosion. He wasn't born with them. There wasn't a mutation. Man caused the explosion, gave him superpowers. So the way I look at this is any super extraordinary means that whether it was a mutation or from another planet or man-made could be a superhero if it's that tiny little special bit, which I kind of define as super. Using Batman as the, I said that a couple weeks ago. I said Batman was a superhero. I still stand behind that because all that money, all that ability physically, all the connections, the ability to be a detective, like all the hundreds of things that he has to be able to do to be a successful hero, I think makes him super because 99.9% of people out there can't do that. It's not possible for them to do that. So like that's super to me. Like it doesn't have to just be
I'm not walking
powers
away
that
from
come
this
from
podcast
nowhere.
saying Elon Musk is a superhero.
Right.
And
Wait,
that's the
wait.
direction you're taking.
You don't know what Elon Musk does at night.
You're right, and that's my point.
I have
Elon
not
Musk is
seen-
not
Seen
Batman.
him in the
I'm not
same room as
saying-
Batman?
I'm not saying that Bruce Wayne is a superhero. Bruce Wayne's not a superhero. Batman is a superhero.
They're the same.
Yeah, no, you
Nope.
just keep no.
Nope.
That was
Bruce-
bad.
No,
Bruce
the rest of
Wayne-
your argument.
Sorry, Bruce Wayne is a billionaire playboy. That's what he is.
That's his marketing shtick. That's
No way.
not his ability to. Bruce Wayne is still a good detective. We saw
but
that
they're not-
in the Gotham series
but they're
before
not
he even became
sticking-
Batman. Like,
But they're not putting a floodlight of Bruce Wayne's head out in the middle of Gotham to strike fear into criminals and to call him. It's Batman. Batman.
So are you
is the
telling? So a
superhero.
cop siren works the same way the bat signal works?
They're too common.
Okay, so if I make a rare cop siren, it now makes them a superhero.
That brings something along that's nowhere else in the world that has extra special abilities that
It
isn't
doesn't.
anywhere
I wouldn't
else.
say
Yes.
he has extra special abilities because there's nothing extra special about what he does. Is he smart? Sure. Does he have money? Sure. But again, that doesn't make him.
He's also a highly trained martial artist, like more
yeah,
highly.
so
than
is Joe
Yeah.
Rogan.
We can.
Yeah,
if I
but he-
can walk
okay.
down the street with enough money and make this person
Well,
or
before we
find this
go-
person, they're not a
Before we
superhero.
go down the Elon Musk road, I think we need to define both parts of this phrase of super and hero. Is that too loud?
I mean, yeah, I just kind of assumed we'd all be on the same page with hero with a general understanding. But yeah, we can.
Well, hero is a common general understanding. I mean, there's everybody. So many people have
Sorry.
heroes.
But for me, so super is abilities and or using those abilities and resources that are above what the average human has at their disposal. Somebody like a Tony Stark, who is an absolute genius in his own right, designed all of his own tech and gave himself the ability to do things that humans normally cannot do. And then you take that and you couple it with hero, somebody who, and I mean, you can talk about Batman being an anti-hero all day, and there's certainly so many examples of those, being somebody who is using those to better the world around them in some way, shape, or form. So somebody like Elon Musk, who is, arguably not doing that.
No, he's Iron Man.
But are you saying
Oh,
Iron
okay.
Man's not a superhero? Is that what you're saying?
I am
Not a
saying
super-
Iron Man's
he's
not
not
a
a superhero.
See, this
Yeah,
just
I don't-
sounds ridiculously crazy to me.
How does it sound
I
ridiculous?
don't
If-
even know how to
if you
argue
can-
against that. Iron
so-
Man is a superhero. He's one of the most loved.
No, because by your
Superheroes
definition, then you're going to tell me the
ever.
suit is a superhero, but Tony Stark isn't a superhero. Like you
yeah.
just said about
Yeah.
Batman
Iron
and-
Man
and,
is a
Bruce
superhero.
Wayne. Like, and if no
Iron
one
Man is the
steps
superhero.
into, but if no one steps into the suit, the superhero doesn't exist.
But the person behind creating it is
No.
also the one using that. Then why wouldn't they be the super? Like, he is
Because
Iron Man.
there's nothing like super about it.
There is. It's super because
How?
it doesn't
Do you have-
exist
do you have
anywhere
a suit
else.
that encapsulates your whole body that you can fly in and use to fight bad guys and better
No,
the
but
world
but
around
if I
you?
had enough money, I could get a team together to build that for me. I wouldn't have to do it, and then I step into it. Would I then be superhero just because I somehow got this suit?
You're hyper focusing on the money, though. Plenty of people have that money, and plenty of people don't
Yeah.
do that. There's
It's
so
the
many
intention
other
behind it.
qualities that go into it than that.
Just because they
Yeah, it's
don't
the
do
intention
it,
behind it.
but they can.
That doesn't make them a hero. That
No,
makes them
right. I
potentially-
agree. I'm not saying they're
potentially
not.
super.
I agree. I'm not saying they're not heroes, but
Do you consider
Batman
Lex
and Iron
Luthor
Man
a
are not
supervillain?
super. They're not super. They're heroes. They're not super.
Do you
We're
consider
saying-
Lex Luthor a super villain?
No,
He's a great villain.
I don't
See-
consider him a supervillain.
I would, because he had a power that almost nobody else, like he could manipulate people better than almost
Foresight?
anybody in the entire world.
Yeah. It's
Like
something
buying
a lot of
bulk
people
Oceanfront
don't
property
have.
in Nevada.
You're giving too much credence to the average person, honestly.
Well, so
in my
hold
opinion.
on. That's where I think this conversation needs to go. Is you just said you're giving too much credence to the average person. That's where I want to amend my statement previously and say that a superhero has abilities above a peak human.
Correct.
Yes.
I'm
And
not
A
saying
Tony
average.
superhero
Stark and
has
Bruce Wayne are peak humans.
peak
We need to
human.
go
That's
one
great.
step above that.
They
Right.
are awesome heroes. They are
I
not
agree with that.
Superheroes are above peak human.
Yes, agreed.
I don't like that definition at all.
That's
I'm
fine.
not a big fan of that as far as I'm counting Batman and Iron Man and people like that in the peak human realm. And I'm saying that peak humans can be superheroes if they build themselves to be.
So was the
peak
mountain.
humans in today's world are MMA fighters or Olympic athletes. And what are they doing? They're running fucking races.
Yeah.
Nothing against athletes like that. They're doing a great job living their dream. They're not fighting fucking crime.
No, take
Who
out.
cares?
What?
We are talking about superheroes. So
Yeah.
you have to be both.
You have
Just because you're the valedictorian and a billionaire and you want to do good for the world doesn't make you a superhero.
But you're using examples that don't exist in this world. There is no Tony Stark. There is no Bruce Wayne. Like these guys don't exist.
Yeah, that's
You're
because
taking
no one
peak
would do
humans
that.
and then they build a superhero off that. That doesn't exist. You can't compare Elon Musk or anybody that actually exists because we don't have those.
Yeah, you
So,
can. Because you
superhero-
just told me the suit was the superhero part, not the person.
I'm
character.
not.
No, it's the
Drew,
combination.
Drew,
of
I know
both.
you're not, but that's
It's the
what
combination.
But that's
of both.
what Ben's argument is.
No,
the
it's not.
suit.
It's the combination of both. The combination of both makes a superhero.
You put Tony Stark into the Iron Man suit, he's a superhero.
Okay, well then let's take with that. What's wrong with that? But when somebody not Tony Stark got into an Iron Man suit, is he a superhero? Whoever Colonel, whatever his name is,
Rhodes.
Rhodes, yeah, Colonel Rhodes. Is he
War
a
Ma-
superhero? Just
he gets
because
into
stepped
War
the
Machine?
suit? Yes.
If they were using it to fight crime and better the planet in some way, then yeah,
A
absolutely.
I would
suit
call-
built by Tony Stark.
So that means that any one of the four of us could
Just
step
because you
into
were
a
given-
suit
There's so
built
many
by somebody
superheroes who are
else and make us
gifted
superheroes.
superpowers by other people.
But it takes
I can
more
be a
than that.
superhero. I changed my vote just because I stepped into a suit.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
you've got special abilities to be able to handle that suit, like Colonel Rhodes did for War Machine,
No,
then great,
because
be a superhero.
it's not your abilities; it's the computer that does it.
Nope, it's a combination of both.
It's not.
It's
not.
more
Then you
than
can't change
just
your
one
argument like
thing.
that.
I'm not changing my
They
argument.
put Tony's wife guy
Wait,
into
whoa,
a suit.
Drew, I'm gonna
And
need
she
you to
doesn't have
figure it
any
out.
special abilities other than a candle that smells like her vagina. That's the only superpower she has.
I used that argument earlier today, and you can.
I don't even get what does that mean? What does that even mean?
What's her face? I don't know the act. She has a whole candle line, and they're all based off of the scent of her
Gwyneth
vagina.
Paltrow, right?
Yeah,
Gwyneth Paltrow.
go look
Yeah.
it up. It's
Pepper,
weird.
Pepper Potts.
Pepper
Ben
Potts
said
not a superhero. She doesn't have
Colonel
any
Rhodes
special
and
abilities.
War Machine is not a superhero. Your thoughts?
You don't think that Rhodes in War Machine is a superhero?
That's what Ben just said.
No, I do think he is.
Can we rewind the tape to where Ben just said he's not?
He's not
No,
by himself. He is when they're combined. I just said that.
Yeah, when you put somebody in the suit and they have the ability, because it's not just Jarvis driving that suit.
Yeah.
Like they have to have some innate ability to be able to, and the
Move their arms.
willingness,
I get it. Yeah.
willingness to be able to put themselves in danger and save people, or do the things that what we define as a hero.
That's
would
not
do,
true either,
that are
because
above and beyond what the average human would be. Peak
Because
humans,
the
regardless,
iron-
are not going to do that type of stuff. When you combine them with that type of technology and that type of attitude, that's when you become a superhero.
Okay, so you need no super ability. You just need to have the morals, or whatever word you would, intestinal fortitude, whatever word you would use to say that you would do it for your common man. I need no powers. I just need the willingness to intercede on behalf
That's
of my.
not at all what I said. I said you need that and some sort of thing that makes you better than what you can do beyond being just a normal peak human.
So
Like
extra-
a super
so
suit, or
Are we?
the money to buy and make and construct gadgets that give you the ability to do those
Okay.
things.
So if for some reason I'm going to use the Batman suit, because in my mind that's more. So if LeBron James got a Batman kind of suit and started fighting crime, LeBron James is a superhero. Or insert your favorite athlete here.
It
Sure.
depends on if he was super or not. Maybe he sucks at it.
So you also
No,
have to be
no,
good
you're-
at fighting crime, not just the willingness.
yeah,
So you've got to be. You have to have extraordinary super abilities, which makes you good at what you do. Superheroes
above
are
peak
good.
human.
Ah,
No, No,
Yes.
not necessarily above peak human. You can be a puke human and have
Puke human.
extraordinary. Yeah, I know. I kind of spattered all over that.
You said puke human.
You'll be a freaking puke human too. Peak humans, like define peak human. Like we keep saying peak human, no one's actually defined it. The upper 0.01% of humans. We'll go with that.
I think we've given enough examples to kind of understand what we mean by peak human.
I think the
But
best.
All you've said is
example
Elon
was-
Musk and LeBron. I mean,
No.
those are the only
Peak-
two I've heard so far.
Peak human would be Bruce Wayne.
But yeah, in
Without
the
the
fictional
suit.
world, yes.
Yeah, well, because we can only talk about superhumans or superheroes in the fictional world because they don't exist.
That's where
outside
I
of
think Rick, you're getting off because you are comparing almost everything to today.
Would you like me to use
like, to
fictional
real
characters
world.
in my examples instead of real
But
people? Because
the whole
I have
conversation
Colonel
is
Rhodes.
fictional
Like,
based.
I have a few.
All
that are
right,
like
I'll use
the-
fictional characters. Colonel Rhodes I
Okay.
used. There was confusion on whether we said he was a superhero or not.
What about
Um,
the Power Rangers?
The Power Rangers? I say no, not a superhero.
Nope.
What about Black Panther?
What about
Black Panther, from my understanding,
Purple
all he
herb.
does is sniff an herb and he gets powers.
correct?
Drinks it.
they're technically gifted to him?
Yep.
Correct. So I'm
Not born with it.
I'm going to say yes to Black Panther being a superhero because he has to do or experience something to get the gift in that sense. Something has to happen, which is where I want to go with it. So I'm going to say yes to
So
Black
Iron
Panther.
Man getting into a super suit
No,
does not
because
give him the experience that makes him into a superhero.
Or
no,
Batman getting,
No.
going through all that trauma and then getting stuck down a hole, whichever Batman verse you want to go through. They all go through either something majorly traumatic or
no, not through something. He has to go through a physical change, is what I mean. by
So
when he's
Bruce
taking the
Wayne
herb.
training
Stepping
his
into
body,
a suit is not a physical change.
Bruce
Just
Wayne
working
training
out
his
is not a
body and
physical.
becoming
No.
an insane martial artist
No, does
and
not.
training his mind to become an incredible detective and using
No.
those abilities while he's
Because any
using his
peak human
money.
could do that if they wanted to.
but they don't.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That's what the hero part is.
Agreed.
Not
So
the
how is
super.
that not super?
Because
hero?
that only makes you a
That's
hero. It
Peak,
doesn't make you
peak
super.
hero.
Yes.
That doesn't
You need
really
some
work.
sort of superhuman
Peak
ability. So if Lex
human-
Luthor decided to do it, it doesn't make him a superhero.
But then
it
we
just
go
makes him
back
a
to
hero.
Superman. He's not all powerful.
We're talking humans.
Correct. But so we
No,
haven't.
we're not. We never.
on,
I
hold
said peak human.
no,
so
we're
we
saying
haven't
superhero.
We haven't gotten past the physical. So my second part of this is where I will address Superman. Anything, because to me, if you come from a different world, which is it's natural in the natural sense, but unearthly is the way
Truth.
I'm going to say that to kind of adjust that. If it's unearthly, and so maybe you're born with the powers over there, alien in nature, to us is perceived as superpowers because it is not natural or common, whichever way you want to include the mutant to make it work.
How?
So
I'm bringing this back. How does Iron Man flying around in a suit that can shoot people not fit that description?
Because
Because it came from Earth and he
Because
made it himself. How does
he-
that? It's unnatural.
And
It's
how
not
is-
something normal people
because
would
I
do?
can because
It's an
how-
ability
how-
that
other than it-
99.999 people in this world do not have,
then
fictional
why-
or otherwise.
So why are jet fighters not considered superheroes? Because it's vaguely
Yep.
similar to me. Either getting in a jet fighter, whatever craft versus Iron Man is the same thing.
Yep.
Or getting in a tank. It's the same
Yep.
thing. Just because they didn't design it, what do you mean? So there you go.
don't get
If
me
you want
wrong.
to go that route,
Don't get me wrong. Jet fighters and jet pilots and tank fighters and tank drivers, amazing people. There's plenty of them out there. I mean, there's not a lot of them out there, but there's a multitude. There's tens, there's dozens, there's 20, 30, 40, 50. I don't know how many there are. There's probably more than that in the world. There's probably a couple
A
hundred.
lot.
But
I'm just saying it's the same
there's
idea.
one Iron Man.
There's two.
None of
That-
them are
that's-
are building.
There's two.
None of them are driving a tank to the level of
technically.
a Batman or what?
I said there's 3 Iron Men technically.
Okay, so one Iron Man, one Batman, extraordinary on that level. A tank driver or a fighter pilot is not extraordinary, even though they're so rare.
No, their suit is extraordinary. There would be more than one if there was more than one Iron
And
Man
he
suit.
designed it.
And there's
Yes.
3.
He
so.
He
built it, designed it, and did everything
Made a
himself.
super.
Who cares? Who
That's the
cares
part
if
that
he
makes
built
him
it?
super. That's what makes him super. It's
Rick,
that
if you
quality
had somebody,
over
I'm taking the-
magnifies everybody else.
I'm taking the military out of this, so because they're technically acting on the directive of somebody else at that point. If you
I'm
had
not
somebody
talking about their actions. I'm just talking about the
I know,
equipment
you're
that
just
you guys
talking
are
about
focused on.
Okay, so if somebody came to me and was like, I built this machine that can tread on the ground in all types of terrains, shoot gigantic bullets at things, and I'm going to use it to fucking fight crime, I'm going to call that person a superhero. They're doing
All right.
and they do it, and we're talking in a fictional world,
I'm going to call him a hero, not a superhero.
They're doing something above and beyond what a normal person, even if that person was fighting crime like a cop, they're doing something above and beyond what.
No, because there's plenty of people that would do that if you
hero
give them
would
the
do.
suit. If you give them the equipment,
I
there's
don't
plenty of
think
people
so. I
that would do that.
But I fully disagree with that. I think that the majority of people would go the opposite direction.
If
but,
you give people in the military a suit, people in the cops a suit, if you like, no, that
you've got to have
miss
more
me
than
with
that.
Matt. Miss
You've
me
got to
with
have
that.
more than that. You've got to have.
Yeah, you just said
can't
you
just
have to be the one who invented it. Is the only thing I'm hearing.
because that's an extraordinary ability too. Having a mind that can create something like the Iron Man suit.
Okay.
So what about
Okay,
NASA,
hold on. Rick,
who
hold on. Just hold on. Would Drew and Ben, would you consider Ivan Vanko a super villain?
Who's Ivan Vanko?
Exactly.
No, I mean I know the name, but he's not ringing a bell
He's
right now. You want me to? I'll look him
Iron
up.
Man 2 villain, the guy who designed all of the other robotic suits with the parrot and the bud.
Oh, Whiplash.
Whiplash, yes.
Oh yeah, I'd consider him a super villain.
He's definitely a supervillain.
How is he a super villain? He's an extra smart guy who stole tech from his father. He didn't even design it himself. He just grabbed the blueprints. He's super smart. Designed some stuff.
And
Designed
yet
some
he still
robots
built
based
it.
off of tech that he
Give
already.
me an average person a set of blueprints like that. What the fuck am I gonna do with them?
I'm not talking about average people. I'm talking super has to be above peak human in a fictional sense. Like
I think
is
we're
is he
lessening
peak
the
human? Sure.
value of the mind compared to the body, and when we're talking about peak, like
No,
we're not.
I think Ivan Vanko is a very probably peak mind, and maybe not necessarily body, but that doesn't matter. You could be peak mind. You could have super powers with your mind. What Professor X is a superhero because of his mind and not his body. Like body is a very easy thing to go to because it's on the outside and we can see it versus mind. So that's an easy distinction. But Ivan Vanko, like really smart, freaking above average intelligence, peak human intelligence. That's it.
and
That's
yet
it.
he still built
That's
those
it.
machines and
Is
was
the
able to almost
is-
take out.
He's a very smart villain. Yes, I agree with
He's
So you're
he's
saying
super.
no,
he
he's
was
not
just-
super
he was
smart.
just a villain.
The definition of super
There's
is the highest quantity or quality of something that makes you
But
better
he's
than-
not the highest.
But he is because he
No, he's
built
not.
something that
He's
almost
peak.
nobody else built.
He's peak human, which means he's not the highest because there are several people smarter than him outside of humans.
Whiplash is a super villain. I don't know how you can say he's not. I just
What
don't.
do you consider vision without the Mind Stone?
Dead.
Their answer.
Too soon. Too soon.
Spoiler alert.
What do you consider? He's a completely synthetic being built by the conglomeration of Ultron, Jarvis, and other people's scientific abilities, and he has powers that are above and beyond what a normal
Powers.
human.
Powers. That's the key word here is
Yes.
powers.
But how do you find powers?
Something above peak human abilities. That's
Right.
it. That's
I
it.
don't
That's
have
it.
the ability to.
If
to
Iron
make an
Man
iron-
Could shoot the
How is
lasers
that
out
not
of
a
his
power?
hand and not the machine, I would call Iron Man a superhero.
That would
but he
be that's
can't.
a genetic defect.
No, it's not.
That
It's called a
people are-
mutation, which is why we have the X-Men.
What is a mutation? A genetic defect from what is considered normal.
Defect is not necessarily not
Yeah,
a defect. It's just
or-
a defect is a negative connotation. Mutation doesn't have to be negative.
Abnormality, if you want
That's
to call
fair.
it that.
Genetic abnormality. I'm okay with that.
Powers is a loose term to begin with.
It's not.
I think
it's
it is. I
not.
think it's very
It's not a loose term.
having powers to do like I would say that Lex Luthor is a supervillain because he has the power to manipulate people, not with some crazy ability that he was born with a mutation, but he can. That is his superpower. His ability to manipulate people's minds negatively. He's the best at it. And it's not
Power
because
is defined as time rate of doing work or delivering energy expressible as the amount of work done W or energy transfer divided by the time interval or T. So W over T is what power is.
you
Sir,
lost me at power. You lost me at power.
that is we have defined power. It is W
Wait,
over
so-
T.
I just want to nail this down though. So Joker is a supervillain to Drew and Ben.
The fact that they're not immediately
Right.
saying yes is
Well, so
Right.
I'm stuck because
No.
I've
Wins
seen
our argument.
Joker. Each
I
Joker
think
is different.
there's some
Each
inner-
Joker is different.
Pick your favorite. I don't
Pick my
care. Pick your favorite.
Oh, that's
Because my answer is the
hard.
same for all of them, but pick your favorite.
I
Jared Leto.
consider Batman a superhero. There are, especially in the DC universe, there are a
Yeah.
lot of villains that I probably don't consider super villains.
I would
fair.
agree. Definitely more in DC than Marvel.
And especially like if you watch the last Batman,
Yeah.
they took it in a very, detective film noir sense, and they didn't like the
Not-
Penguin was not the same as the Penguin from the past, where he was a genetic mutation or something like that.
But-
Like somebody like Mr. Freeze, who I'd consider a supervillain, or Poison Ivy.
I agree with Poison Ivy.
So okay, so Rick, you'll like this one because I know you love your boy Tom Hardy. Bane,
Not a
Bane-
supervillain.
not a supervillain in my eyes, but
Because he doesn't
Travis,
have the suit.
you
I get
love
it.
Liam Neeson. Ra's al Ghul, in my mind, is a supervillain
Get out of here.
because he has mastered an extraordinary way to manipulate, to create what he wants, to do whatever better than anybody else. And yes, he had a superhero that defeat him, but nobody did what Ra's did.
the only thing, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going way
Nobody
back.
has to do it. And that's
Hold on.
what makes you super.
Does
Hold on.
have-
Ra's al Ghul, I think, had
He had
to
regenerative powers
die.
because of the pool.
I think he had to die first to become Ra's al Ghul via the pool. So like he died, they put him in the pool, and he came back as Ra's al Ghul, and
But
thus
that's still-
inherited and got his superpowers.
It's
So I
still
could
being
say
gifted
that Raja- I
powers.
could
Like,
see
if somebody
Raja-
gifted
Raz
me the
being-
Iron Man suit. I'm calling myself a fucking superhero. I'm going back to that.
You
But
can
you're
call
not in the
yourself a
fictional
superhero,
realm, so
but
it
you're
doesn't
not.
matter.
Says you.
You're right.
You're in my fictional realm. Guys, what's the best vintage video game?
Oh yeah.
No segue. Just
What's
And
the
to be
best?
clear, we're talking pre 2000.
yes.
So we're like early mid-ish N64 era and beyond.
Yeah, I'd
I
like
would-
to go ahead.
Yeah,
Peaks.
I'll say this: you're not allowed to pick an N64 game. That's what I would say for vintage. It has to be
That's-
before that.
100% not true.
Yeah, I don't know why. Some of the
Well-
N64 games are over 25 years old.
I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter that they're that old. Like,
Mm,
Sorry, you don't care. What?
I mean, you can pick it.
vintage, whether you believe it or not, Rick, vintage is like, oh, it's got to be over 20 years old. Like that's usually the standard for vintage.
No, yeah, that's fine. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying the right answer is not going to be N64.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Ben,
Oh,
I'm not
I see
saying
what
it's not old.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go. Rick, you made a quick point there, and actually, I like it. And don't get me wrong. I've got top 3, and one of them is definitely an N64 game, but it's not my number 1. So we'll go to all the runner-ups and everything ever. But mine is 31-ish years old, and this is a game that I grew up on. It was a system that I didn't have personally, but a lot of other people did, and it was the one game that was the staple for this system. Now, a lot of other systems, whether it's Atari or Nintendo or Super Nintendo, had a couple of different staple games, a few 64, whatever you want to talk about. But the one staple that I remember for Sega Genesis was Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm going with Sonic the Hedgehog as my number one best vintage game. It was just like mind-blowing, moving on from the original Nintendo games and really getting into Sonic, kind of what it offered, the colors, the levels, the different bosses. So that is my pick, Sonic the Hedgehog.
What was that? What was that game where you were like it was like the green dude?
Yes. Yes.
Like,
Hold
Remember
on.
what I'm talking about? It was like
with the balls.
yes,
Green ball guy.
Yes, I'm glad someone remembers it. I wish I knew what that was. It was.
I got you.
Sega.
Hold on. It is.
For
It is.
Sega?
It is.
Yeah, it was like
Vector
I
Man.
wanna-
It's
Yes!
Vector Man.
That was
Oh,
such a great game.
man.
Such a good game.
Oh man,
You're welcome.
thank you. I'm glad somebody knew.
I'm assuming that's not your answer.
It's not,
Okay.
but since we brought up Sega, I really liked that game. It was fun.
Twas quite good. You want
It's
to go
much
ahead
better than Sonic.
Since you're talking, Rick, you want to go ahead and throw out your
Yeah. This was a fun trip down memory lane.
It better be fishy.
Dude, Fishy, great game.
What?
not
Well,
pre
not-
2000s.
I know,
vintage,
I know.
not
I'm just
vintage,
saying.
but I did enjoy Fishy. Someone else go. I messed up my screen.
Okay. So I think that a complete game, the best game, has to have a story to it. And Sonic did have a story to it. It was good, but it was basically Sonic beating up Dr. Robotnik, period, the end. There was not a whole lot of depth to it. And so when I think of vintage video games and the best one, I go way back. I go way, way back. And I want to tell you guys the story of an American spy of Polish descent and his efforts to destroy the Nazi regime. We start off with him captured by the Nazis while he's looking for the plans for Operation Iron Fist. His mission is to shoot his way out of the castle and kill as many Nazis as possible. Next, he discovers the Nazi plan to create an army of undead mutants. What kind of game is this? And finally, he infiltrates a bunker while looking for Adolf Hitler himself, who's wearing a robotic suit equipped with 4 chain guns. I'm talking about Wolfenstein 3D. Best plot, best action, completely vintage, just overall one of the best games of all time. And you can find it on Steam right now if you really want to go ahead and play it. Case closed. Next topic.
Never played it.
Wow, that
that was
explains so
perfect.
much. Go play Wolfenstein 3D. 3D specifically. Wolfenstein, the original one, it's good, but it's like I think it's the 80s good. Whereas Wolfenstein 3D was a little remastered and is wonderful for the computer.
Sounds fun.
Rick?
So
You
I think I
You
disagree.
can disagree with me. That's fine.
I think I disagree with your story aspect because if I get it, I'm a man who enjoys good stories too. But if we're talking vintage video games, the best vintage video games didn't have stories. It was just the game. Now I'm going to throw some honorable mentions to work up to mine. So obviously, if we're talking stories, The Legend of Zelda on Game Boy is amazing and was very fun. Another good throwback, which Drew, I hope this brings you as much joy as it did me. Sunset Riders for Super Nintendo was such a fun game.
Holy fuck! I haven't thought
Oh,
about
gosh.
that game in maybe
But
2 decades.
but released in 1993. I'm not going to go with that one. For me, the best game is a staple. And so for me, the best vintage video game would be NBA Jam.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that, but I appreciate the fact that it was a big game.
Go ahead, Drew.
I mean, mine is probably going to come as no shock to any of you. And I disagree with Rick that N64 is not the console.
So do I.
Ocarina of Time, the absolute best game ever made, because it's not just about story. When we're thinking about the best game, it's not just about graphics. I mean, the things they can do nowadays absolutely incredible. But this game, there had been a few kind of open worldy, you get to kind of choose your own way you want to go about things games in the past. But this one, on the backs of all of the Zelda games, which if you look at any lists, there's about 4 Zelda games that usually hit those top lists of best games of all time, even in the vintage category. This one had so many things that no other game had ever brought together in one place, such as the open world aspect, being able to, traverse the entire plains on Epona, the weapon choices, the different temples you had to go to, the story mode where you could go back and forth between time and had to multiple times, all the different puzzles you had to do, the different equipment you could use. There, to me, is nothing that compares because of the time in which it came. And it really is the precursor to some of the greatest franchises in history, including like Grand Theft Auto, Assassin's Creed, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, all of those games that give you the option to follow the main storyline or go do what we would now call side quests. You had mini games, you had boss battles, you had an overarching theme that just carried throughout. So, no, like hands down, even though I know I'm a little biased, this was one of the biggest game changers in gaming franchise. I put it on the pedestal with Halo CE for first-person shooters as like changing the face of what we now consider gaming.
Yeah, I feel like a rule should have been if you have a tattoo of the game, you're not allowed to pick it.
And this is something personal to me. My ADD made me hate Zelda. I need here's the clear path where you need to go, and there's no side quest. This is just the mission you're on. To this day, I have never finished an open world game. I've tried with Assassin's Creed. I've tried with Zelda. Can't do it. It's not possible. Unless something is telling me where to go, my mind is just like, all right, where was I? What was I doing? I could never give this to any sort of open world game.
Great part about Zelda and what it opened up for us was, if you think about like the Oblivion games, I spent 40 hours in that game before I even started on the main.
I got other shit to do.
Yeah, I don't. So this was the first game where like, oh yeah, I want to go play the stupid, I can't remember the name of it, but the bug bomb one where you have to hit the targets at the right angle, or if I want to go, ride my horse and shoot at targets, I can do all of that and not have to worry about actually completing portions of the game. And then when I eventually get bored of that, I go and I do whatever I want. Plus the puzzles in that game were so freaking difficult, but so much fun in the end.
So Drew, I want to build off of kind of what you're talking about, because you're talking about Zelda and how it kind of built all these other games that came out of it, right? It was like a base almost.
Yeah, and I will, and if there's an argument to it, there were some contemporaries like Mario 64, which I think was like 2 years earlier even.
Yep, it was the first N64 game released.
Yeah,
that did similar things, but not in the same way, in a universe that we'd already seen as a side scroller and a top down kind of game on like Game Boy and NES, Super NES.
Yeah, I don't want to argue again. I'm not trying to argue against it, because Ocarina of Time was definitely a huge game, and played it a few times. It was never one of my favorites, but I totally get the appeal. No, I'm kind of taking your argument behind, because this was my other choice. I had 3, but I had 2 tops, and my first one was Sonic, but my other one was one of the original arcade games, and this game built the world of all competitive fighting games. Like, this was the first competitive fighting game, and that's Street Fighter. Came out right around the time I was born, and it blew up the world into Tekken and Bloody Roar and every other Marvel Capcom fighting game. Like, half the arcade felt like fighting games when we were growing up, and it all started with Street Fighter. And I kept going back and forth between that and Sonic. Honestly, I'm okay with either.
Picked Sonic?
Yeah, well, that one hit a little closer to home, but I'm okay with either. Trust me.
Change your answer to Street Fighter, and I will back you.
Yeah, 100%.
Very quickly.
I'm
100%.
going. I'm gonna go both
100%.
because they were my number ones and number twos. I'd love to hear your guys' number twos, but
Well,
those were my-
See,
My
I'm
number 2 is in
surprised-
the toilet.
I
I
have
don't want to hear that.
number ones for the system. I'm surprised no one went Pokemon for Game Boy.
Yeah,
would
it
have
was
been
on there.
also a
Red
great
Blue,
option.
It was like 4 or 5.
1990.
because those were awesome.
6
Um,
or
96.
5, somewhere in
96.
there.
96, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, that was one of the first like. It was a contemporary for the original like Zeldas too, where like you could kind of choose and pick and do whatever.
But it was still a straight
only
line,
reason-
and you had one path to go, and it was great.
yeah.
The only reason I don't love,
Street Fighter.
I'm not a fighting game guy. Like I get it, but like memorizing a bunch of combos is not my. It's just not what I want to do.
It wasn't about the combos; it was about the button mashing.
Right.
It wasn't about
Oh.
if you're a combo guy, get out.
You're so docile,
No,
Drew.
I don't know. My number 2 for me, which I like, such an avid video game person, Half-Life, which came out in like 97,
Nice.
98, was so out there and like different than, and also a 3D game that gave you kind of the ability to pick and choose what you want to do, but way more straightforward, like straight line, like Travis is talking about. That was one of the like biggest game changers, if you'll forgive the pun, in
No, I
history
won't forgive
too.
it. Rick, we're not on the same page in terms of the game, but I think we're on the same page in terms of the era. Street Fighter, thank you, Ben. That was kind of in that same era. The
Good
other two I had were either in that era or before, and no one, I guess Sonic might be in that era, in this genre as well. No one's mentioned an arcade game, and one of my favorite games is Galaga. Like
Yes.
talk about
Yes.
vintage video games, like going up
Galaga
to
is
the giant
dope.
arcade thing, throwing in as many quarters as you can, and just finding the machine that will let you just hold down the button to fire missiles and not the 3 at a time bullshit, like just rapid fire missiles. You knew that was a good machine, and you could get some high scores on that.
Best vintage
Yeah, you
video
said
games are
Sonic.
ones that you can enjoy both then and now and still have just as much fun with, in my
Oh,
opinion.
girl, I played.
Are you saying you
Oreo.
couldn't enjoy Galaga if we gave it to you right now?
Yeah, I'll go
Not for
play
more than
Galaga
5 minutes.
right
Yeah,
now.
For me, Galaga
I would be bored in 5 minutes.
replayability. It's like having an iPhone app.
Sounds like you
for
just told
that,
me you'd be
it's-
dead
it's-
in 5 minutes. Not
Those
be bored.
games are the original version of iPhone app games for me nowadays. Where like if I need to
Yep.
kill some time
Play
between
Snake.
something,
Get better at Galaga. Like
but I mean, yeah, you can like play it all the time, but those for me are time wasters. Whereas when I think about video games that I truly want to experience and play, I think about the story-driven games and the ones
no
that
wonder you're only single, or no, excuse me. No wonder you're single because you only last 5 minutes at Galaga.
Nice. See, I see Galaga as a game on my phone while I'm sitting at the doctor's office waiting to go back that I'm just going to
Yeah.
fiddle with, and that's it. I'm never going to play it at home when I got hours to waste. It's not going to be the game. It's not going to be my go-to vintage game ever.
How is Sonic any different?
Dude, you can lose yourself in Sonic. It's got a story. It's got some.
Not really.
Definitely
I mean,
does.
yeah, it does,
Got
but
different
not
levels.
really.
100%.
I was never a huge like side scroller fan except for Metroid.
Oh,
but-
Metroid. Now that was a good game.
Metroid was an amazing game.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. I love Sonic, but again, it was one of those like, yeah, I'll play a level or two, but I don't really want. I don't care to
Yeah.
do the entire thing.
All my favorite games coming back to mind are all, as I'm scrolling through here, are all Super Nintendo games. All my favorite ones that I'm seeing on here.
I mean,
Also,
I think
no one said
we can
Duck
all
Hunt.
agree that like Super Mario Kart was an amazing game. GoldenEye for 64 was an amazing game. Like we've got a list that we probably all agree on.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I would argue
one's
GoldenEye
talking
changed
about-
it more than.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4.
That game was so
Oh,
hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
There's a reason.
so
Aero
hard.
Fighters Assault.
Oh my gosh. Has anyone
Aladdin?
beaten the bomber level yet? I haven't seen
Yep.
it.
Aladdin.
I seen
Tony-
Aladdin.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater. changed,
Also good.
that
changed
was-
my life.
Yeah, that.
What about-
Tony Hawk Pro Skater was on my list.
What about Paperboy on original Nintendo? I used to play that all the time growing
Yep.
up.
Guys, the first topic we did not come to a decision. We have to come to a decision on this one.
I mean,
I just
if
think-
Ben picks Street Fighter, I'm voting Street Fighter. Or better yet, I'll throw it out there. I think Street Fighter's it.
I would second Street Fighter.
I was
over
back
Wolf.
and forth between the two, so I
Let's
have
go
no
Street
issues going
Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, it does not appeal to me at all. But I mean,
Nobody
I'll
cares.
get
I-
outvoted for this. So.
Drew, I'll give Ocarina of Time a second because even though I didn't play it much, I appreciate how big of a game it was.
So we're gonna go Street Fighter, the best vintage video game. Ben, you said you would, so therefore,
No, not that. I thought you were going to say improved upon.
Breath of the Wild.
I thought it was going to be a segue. I'm not going to lie. I thought you were segueing because you said
No.
improved upon. But okay.
no, I'm a little drunk and I really have
You
to
were,
pee.
you were expecting it.
Yeah,
I was like, come on.
I really gotta pee. So that's the only thing I'm thinking about right now is getting through the
Oh.
segment and
I'm gonna go get another drink then.
peeing.
I'll
So
Travis pee.
Street Fighter, woo! Rick, I'm very turned on right now.
What are you eating? Ice cream?
Peanut butter.
Is it extra crunchy?
No, because I'm not a psychopath.
That was one of the things I forgot to add to the list was
Making it extra country would make it not butter.
crunchy butter does sound weird. Hot.
It is gluten free though.
Gluten free would be a terrible name for a dwarf.
So are oysters.
Oh, that was not good. And
That was
that was
fucking
not good in
terrible.
a-
That was so
way.
bad.
Oh,
not
so
good
bad.
in a not good way.
Really, I disagree. I'm adding that to my list right now.
Number
Uh,
8. Number 8.
Today's episode is brought to you by Rockit Guitar Repair. Is your guitar beat up, dented, or is there dirt from the 70s still under the controls? Well, you're in luck. At Rockit Guitar Repair, Ray works on everything from acoustic and electric guitars to bass guitars, banjos, mandolins. If it has strings, Ray can fix it. With over 50 years playing, repairing, and building guitars, Rockit Guitar Repair can get your guitar repaired rocket quick. Call Rockit Guitar Repair at 678-400-3062 or visit rocketguitarrepair.com.
Guys, Seven Dwarfs came out a long time ago. Snow White,
1937.
1937. It's almost been 100 years. Not quite, but pretty damn close to 100 years. They need a little updating. The original Seven Dwarves are Bashful, Dopey, Grumpy, Happy, Sleepy, Sneezy, and Doc. And we got to update them. We got to bring them into the 21st century. Who has the list of the new Seven Dwarfs? Go.
So I based mine off of some common slang terms currently used in today's world. And they're in no particular order. They're not one for one, analogs for the originals. But so I have salty, vibey, cringy, thirsty, the goat, skirt, and Chad.
And what?
Chad.
Chad?
Yep.
The Chad.
Because you got to have one that's different. Because Doc always stuck out to me. I mean, Bashful, yeah, but Doc
Because
is
goat
always
and
just like, what?
weren't different enough. So Chad, yeah, got it.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
Drew, I like yours. To me, the Seven Dwarfs would be like something you want to have with your group, but when you realize they're actually a liability. So you have one, but the rest of the group is annoying. So I have Brainy Dwarf, who is obviously, your leader, Doc. And then you have the rest of the team slowing you down. Then you have Forgetful, Hungry, Awful, Blind, Tipsy, and to round it out, Sniffy. The last one is Sniffy Dwarf.
I feel like I've been all of those at one point in our relationship.
Rick, one of yours actually overlaps with mine. And I base mine off of my current situation in life, and that is my pregnant wife. So I went with
Do we need to
Yikes.
fear for your safety? Once you
no, she's heard all these. It's fine.
this
It's fine.
podcast. Okay.
But if you don't hear from me
I
again,
just got really concerned for you all of a sudden.
I might be dead. If you guys are hearing this and then hear another episode or don't hear another episode and I'm not on it, I'm probably dead. Start with my wife. My 7 dwarves are Burpee, Needy, Moody, Sexy, Bitey,
Nice.
Hungry, and Hormonal. Those are my 7 dwarves for my current situation in 2022. Those don't have to win, but you know, that's
They might.
just needed to hit home for me.
So I basically took the original 7 and renamed them for the 21st century.
Sure.
So Dopey is now Dumbass.
Mhm.
Sleepy is now Blazed. Doc is now Nerd. Bashful is now
Oh.
Introvert. Happy is Intoxicated. Grumpy is Jackass. And Sneezy is now COVID.
I assume we're not picking ones based off of my wife and her current pregnancy situation.
Well, those were my favorite so far.
Okay.
I have a comment. Does she listen to these before
No,
I
but-
say my comment?
No, however, she knows my list, so
Oh,
she approved the list.
So are we going to highlight like everybody's 3 from the original list? Because I like that idea.
If we're gonna do, I'm putting out
It's a
Skirt
cool
and
list.
Chad. Those are my 2 that I would love to.
Hold on, let me
have.
write these down.
Skirt and Chad.
Oh, shit.
Drew,
No.
Drew. How do you spell skirt?
SKRRT or
Nope.
RRRT.
No E's. Just skirt.
No. It's
Okay.
just
Okay. Ben, pick 2 to 3 from your list.
I'm going to go with Blazed, Intoxicated, and COVID.
Rick.
Give me Sniffy, Awful, and Brainy.
And then for mine, I'm gonna gotta go Sexy, gotta go Moody. And I'm gonna go Bitey. Because I think you
Nice.
need someone, you need that little wild card in there.
Yeah, Bitey's
So right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not bad. 11 dwarves. We need to get down to 7. We've got fuck, I can't read my handwriting again. Okay, so our choices are Brainy, Sniffy, Awful, COVID, Blazed, Intoxicated, Gert, Chad, Sexy, Moody, and Bitey. Which we gotta get rid of math 4.
I mean, I like Skirt. Let's
Okay, yeah, skirts in.
let's throw
Skirts in.
Skirt in.
I like Chad too. I'm not gonna lie, it's just so out there.
he's a
I don't
fucking
want to vote
Chad.
Chad in yet. I don't feel
He's
Chad
a
yet.
fucking Chad, man.
I think we need to put Bitey in because having a Bitey dwarf.
Yes,
Mighty,
Spidey.
absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
I like the Moody as well.
I
Anyone
like
else?
the Moody. I wasn't huge on Sexy just because I feel like that's kind of common.
That was the one
Yeah, I could do
missed.
Moody.
I like Moody though. That's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
skirt.
vote
Moody,
to
Bitey.
eliminate COVID.
Same.
We
I
would
figured-
all
I-
like to eliminate COVID.
I figured we would all eliminate
Exactly.
COVID. I like Blazed. That's like my favorite one.
I'll put Blazed in there. I feel like that's a
Sure.
pretty good state of mind for a lot of people nowadays.
with the rest of the
Yeah.
potential ones in there, it could be
Alright.
yeah,
I'm all right with it.
It makes it a little more well-rounded.
agreed.
I think if we put Blazed in, we can get rid of Intoxicated.
That's
agree.
fair.
I agree.
Yep.
3.
We have 3 spots left. So 5.
I'll put Sexy in there. It kind of sounds like we're getting towards like a Smurf kind of situation here.
Smurf.
We're gonna have
Smurf.
one
I can-
Smurfette. in
I'm
here.
clearly okay with Sexy because I voted for it. Rick, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm all right with Sexy.
I don't love Awful. Can we just get rid of Awful?
That's
Sure.
the point. You're not supposed to love Awful.
Yeah, we need an anti dwarf.
You have Bitey and Moody.
Yeah, you also have Dopey and Sneezy. Like,
Yeah.
What?
you have negative dwarves, but you need like a real negative dwarf, like an Awful.
I feel like Bitey is pretty. Negative.
Buddy.
If you
Buddy
are
is-
awful, I'm voting Sniffy.
What is
If you are
skirt?
awful, I'm going
I'm gonna vote
Sniffy.
Sniffy. I like
What is
Sniffy.
skirt?
Sniffy makes me laugh.
Sniffy. Okay, I'm okay with Sniffy.
Skirt's he's the wheelman. He's got the whip.
I was going to say we could all pick one more from our original list and just pick one from that.
That was where I was going with this. Is like,
Yeah. For our
Let's-
last one.
let's add the honorable mentions to the overall last list.
I mean, if
From-
I'm going that way, I'm probably
Yeah.
going salty, but I don't think it'll win.
I like salty.
I like salty.
Oh,
I
that's
would
actually
go.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean,
Rick or Ben, do you guys have an honorable mention from your list that you want to throw in there for the last
No.
one?
I was going to throw a nerdy, but
We don't have a brainy person. I wouldn't be upset with nerdy.
With who?
So
nerdy.
we have to pick one final dwarf. We have brainy, awful, Chad, salty, burpy, or nerdy for the final dwarf.
I'm still going Chad.
I would go either salty, burpy, or nerdy. Honestly,
I prefer salty over nerdy. And then I would go.
Let's just go salty because I like that one too.
okay.
Yeah, I'll take salty.
Okay, so our final list is
I got two.
Sniffy, Blazed, Sexy, Moody, Bitey, Salty, and Skirt. Solid.
What does it even mean?
Doesn't matter.
Nobody
Having a
knows.
good time. It's slang to like that person who like pulls up and like screeches their tires as they're pulling up.
Oh goodness.
Skirt. They're skirting us out of the bar.
Ah,
Nailed it.
We got time for last call.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
Guys, last week we did something pretty awesome. We came up with a new last call segment where I just gave you a lyric or two and you had to guess the song title or at least close enough to it. And backed by popular demand from like
That was like 2 episodes ago.
that was last episode, sir. That was
The
actually
song?
last episode,
You were
sir.
You were drunk. It's fine.
Backed by
Yeah.
popular demand from like our 2 Twitter followers. We're doing it again because those 2 people really liked it. We're gonna play a lyric title game thing that we came up with
name forever.
forever. Lyric title game that we came up with last
Weird
call.
title game thing.
All right, lyric 1. Just another player in your game for 2.
That would be Backstreet or nope, NSYNC. Bye bye bye.
Yep.
Rick takes it. We don't have buzzers tonight because I forgot. But yeah, just go ahead and speak up. Rick, I'm going to give Rick that point because we're not. Hold on, Rick. Okay. Next song. And I've been wrong. I've been down to the bottom of every bottle.
God,
I've
Nickelback,
been
this is
wrong.
how you remind me.
I've been down to the bottom of every bottom.
Nickelback, this is how you remind me.
Yeah.
Rick said it first. How
Well,
you remind me.
I buzzed in.
There's no buzzing. Just say the title. We don't have buzzers.
Rick,
I want
Rick,
buzzers. God
Rick
damn
should
it.
get the Nickelback. I could sing it. I just had no idea. who sang
You were
it.
right there.
Yeah, I
But
took
the
a while to
first
remember the
person-
name.
I'm
First
not good.
person to say the name of the title was Rick.
I'm not good with names.
Next song.
Hendrix.
Why? So you guys could just lie to get me here. So you could sit me here next to Britney Spears.
What?
That is Eminem. It's
That
either,
sounds
I don't
like
know the name
Eminem.
of the song. It's like Slim Shady, The Real Shady.
The real
Stand
Slim
Up.
Shady.
Yeah, there you go.
Drew got it. The real Slim Shady.
How the hell do you guys know all these? I don't know any of these.
Because we weren't homeschooled then.
Ben, I put some in here for you. Don't worry.
Oh, good.
First lyric.
Rick,
for the
we
next
went to
song.
the same school.
I was wondering when that was going to
Son of a bitch.
I was like,
Next
Danny's not
song.
on the podcast.
Next song. I want your love. Love, love, love. I want your love.
Who is a lonely guy for 300?
Fair. Next lyric.
Oh,
Next lyric. Raw.
Bro, I love you, Lady Gaga. but I have no idea what the name of the
I
song
want
is.
you. I want your love. I think
That's not the name of the song.
that's not the.
Roma,
Rah,
rah, rah, rah.
I want your love.
That's not the name of
No.
the song.
What's the name of the song?
No.
Oh my God.
Romance.
Yes.
Close.
Bad
What kind of-
Romance.
Bad
There it
Romance.
is.
Bad
To
Romance. God
Romance.
damn it!
Got him.
Next song. First lyric. Next song. Here we come. Here we go. We gotta rock. It's more like a rock.
Why did you say?
We
I
got
can't-
rock. I got nothing.
They're enunciating.
From the back of the throat.
From the back of the
Oh, you mean like ooh?
Here we come. Here we go. We got a rock.
There you go.
I
That
got
one.
it.
You could do it much
Okay.
better.
I gotta
Yes.
feel it.
Oh, Drew said it. Drew said it.
I don't know song names.
That's okay. Next song, first lyric. Never mind that. We should let it go. We should let it go. Because we don't want to be a TV episode. TV episode. That was hard.
I have no idea.
Yeah. This one should give it away. Beautiful girls all over the world.
Beautiful girl.
Over the world.
I only know this. I only know the singer. It's Bruno Mars, but I have no idea the name of the song.
Keep singing the song, and they literally say it.
I got nothing on you, baby.
Thank you. Nothing on you. It's the title of the song.
Nailed it
Yeah,
then.
I'm taking it.
Take it. I don't deserve it.
Not a
I
singer.
want
Next song, first lyric. Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad.
Shakira.
Yep.
Yeah, hips don't lie.
Ben got it. Hips don't
Oh
lie.
god damn it! I shouldn't have said it out loud. Fuck.
Yep. First lyric's gonna be real short, and I'm hoping the three of you guys are inspired by just this first lyric. Wake up.
I don't know that song. That was Drew and Danny's song.
System of a Down.
Yep.
Chop Suey.
God damn it!
Chop
Chop
suey
suey.
it is.
Yes.
Fuck. That was my alarm clock for a
Yes, it
long
was.
time.
Dude, me too. Like
Ew.
a year in college.
Wake up!
Next song, first lyric. Me and your daughter got this
Sorry,
thing
Miss Jackson.
going on. Thank you, Rick. Wow. Right out there.
We got something going on.
That was well done, Rick.
If anybody's
like-
getting that one, it's your
yeah,
boy.
yeah, for sure. Next song, first lyric. Too high, can't come down. Losing my head, spinning round and round. Do you feel me now? That was a hard one, for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna need more. I got nothing.
Second lyric. It's getting late to give you up. I took a sip from my devil's cup. Slowly, it's taking over me.
I still got nothing.
A rare miss.
That's okay. That's okay. This is Toxic by Britney Spears.
I'm okay that we missed that.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm comfortable.
That's fun. That's fun.
I can hear it in my head. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. I didn't want to try to sing it. Next song, first lyric. Girl, you keep it so fly with your sweet honey buns.
No.
Nothing.
I'll give you guys a hint before the next lyric. Focus on honey buns.
Don't we always?
Yes. Second lyric got me lifted, shifted higher than the ceiling, and ooh wee, it's the ultimate feeling.
Man.
No idea.
Yeah, letting the team down.
Yeah, we know. from
Sugar
last
got me
time.
feeling so high.
I don't know that song.
A Baby Bash? You guys know that. If I played it right now, you guys would.
Who is Baby Bash? Is he a rapper?
It was a one-hit wonder. Next song, first lyric. But all of her friends stuck up their nose.
Skater boy Alvin Ravine.
Skater boy.
Get out of here.
I didn't even have to say like the third part of that lyric. Rick just knew it. Incredible. Incredible.
Such a good song.
Next song, first lyric. Always, I know. You'll be
at my show.
Yes.
Watching.
All the small
waiting.
things.
Yeah,
Drew.
I couldn't think of the name. Damn it. I could just sing the damn song. Good job, Drew.
I've been listening to a lot of Blink-182 radio lately.
They're on
Union
tour.
tour.
They're gonna be
Reunion
here
tour.
like they're gonna be in Atlanta in like June or July or something of 2023.
Atlanta. Where's
Atlanta.
Atlanta?
I think they're playing at the When We Were Young show too.
Next song, first lyric. You come on like a bloodstained hurricane. Leave me alone. Let me be this time. This is specifically for Ben.
It sounds super, super familiar.
I think I know the band. I don't want to say it, but I have no idea what the name of the actual fucking song is.
I'll go to the next lyric. When the heart is cold, there's no hope, and we know that I'm crippled by all that you've done.
I really have zero idea.
Into
And I don't
the
wanna
abyss, I will
Don't want to
run.
give them the point. If I get the band, can I get a half
Nope.
point?
Nope.
Fuck.
Yeah, I
I
don't
award
know.
you all no points. The title
Yeah.
is Stricken.
Oh, finish the.
Disturbed.
Stricken.
You
by
gotta
Disturbed.
finish. Shit. And you gotta finish that quote, Travis.
Which one?
I award you no points,
No,
and may God
nope.
have mercy on your soul.
No, I don't. Everyone knows what that means. I hope you guys get this one on the first quote. Next song, first verse. My shadow's the only one who walks beside me.
Lonely Road? Is that
My
another song?
shadows.
it's the
Green Day.
Boulevard.
A Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
There it
Ben
is.
gets the point.
God.
Thank you, Rick, for that.
The Boulevard does not count as the name of the song.
Yeah.
This one might be a little bit difficult. Next song, first verse. A fake Jamaican took every last dime with that scam. It was worth it just to learn some sleight of hand.
We all float on. Hey,
Drew with the point.
Modest Mouse.
Good for you.
My boy.
That should be Drew.
Yep. Next song, first verse. And can you hear the sound of hysteria? The subliminal mindfuck America.
Well, it's Green Day again.
It sounds like a Green Day, yeah.
Not
I
again.
know,
It's the
sir.
first Green Day song.
Right.
We just did Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
That's not
That
Green
is
Day.
not Green Day. You lose that point.
What was that, Oasis?
I don't know who that was actually. Was it Green Day?
Boulevard of Broken Dreams is Green Day. You both lose points.
You're right.
You're dumb.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
aware.
We just wanted to see if you
What was
backed down, and you did.
What was the
I'll just give you the second one. Welcome to a new kind of tension all across the alien nation.
American Idiot?
American Idiot.
I want to be
Well
an
done,
American Idiot. Yeah.
Yep,
Nice.
yep. All right, we got 3 more lyrics, and then we have the bonus round with where I play just a segment. Next song, first lyric. When we was young, oh man, did we have fun? Always. Always. Second lyric. Oh, Maya says I'm lacking depth. I will do my best. You say you want to stand by my side. Darling, your head's not right. Darling, your head's not right.
I got nothing.
In my head, but I don't
I
know.
don't know this one.
And it's
Can you repeat it? Wait, can you repeat it?
which one? I
Yeah, I
said
just want to see if he gets it. Do both of them.
Yeah. Okay. First verse is when we was young. Oh man, did we have fun? Always, always. I can't sing, so that's as best as you're gonna get. Oh, Maya says I'm lacking in depth. I will do my best.
Can
You say you want to stand by my side, darling. Your head's not right.
fuck? I have no idea what the song
It's right
is.
there.
It's
The song-
It's White Stripes or The Strokes.
It's the Strokes. I'll give you that.
And
You don't get a
but
point
I-
for it.
No, I don't know the song name.
The name of the song is Someday.
Ugh. I can hear it in my head.
Next song, first verse. Your name isn't Rio, but I don't care for sand. Lighting the fuse might result in a bang.
I don't know.
Second verse.
Nope.
Seconds, whatever this is. Stop making the eyes at me, and I'll stop making the eyes at you.
True. I'm gonna say this is probably you too, because I have no idea.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Honestly, it sounds more rap or Rasta
Nope,
to me. and
nope,
I don't-
nope.
What? I don't know what it is.
Soup apparatus. I don't know.
It is. I'll give you the band. It's the Arctic Monkeys.
Oh,
Yeah. No clue.
I don't know the song name.
I don't know the Arctic Monkeys.
Fair enough. I bet you look good on the dance floor.
Thank you.
Yeah, fair enough. I hope you guys get this one. At least Rick and Drew. I'm sorry, Rick and Justin. He's not even here. Wow.
It's not even here.
Rick. I'm a
little drunk. Rick and Ben, I hope you guys get this one. Did you have to do this? I was thinking that you could be trusted. Did you have to ruin what was shining? Now it's all rusted.
I would know this.
Next verse.
Vaguely familiar.
This one will give it away, hopefully. You know, it used to be Mad Love.
Bad Love. Bad Love. Taylor Swift. Bad Love. Taylor Swift.
Bad Blood. Bad Blood.
Bad
it's not.
Blood is correct.
Oh,
It
why
is
did I think it
Watched
was
the
Bad
music video
Love?
to this like a week ago.
Good job,
It's
Drew.
so good.
Good job,
It's
Drew.
so good.
All right. So before we get into this lightning sound round, a quick point recap. We've got Drew with 6, Ben with 5, and Rick with 4. So
Damn, Drew.
still
Mhm.
anyone's game. We got 3 songs where I'm going to play a very quick clip of the song, and based off of like the 2 to 3 second audio, you guys have to guess the name of the song.
2
Are you
points
ready?
each. Are they 2 points each?
No, they're just 1 point.
Lame.
Yeah, no. Fuck you. Sorry, Joe.
All right, here we go.
In the end, Lincoln Park.
Oh, Ben with the point
Wow.
real quick. Well done. Next song.
Gorillas,
Oh,
Milk
God.
Duds. Or not Milk Duds. Feel Good Inc.
Ben with the next point. Well done.
Sorry,
That
it
is
sounds like
Feel
Milk
Good
Duds
Inc.
when you listen to it. So I would say Milk Duds.
Last song.
Obviously Snoop Dogg.
Drop it like it's hot.
Drop It Like It's Hot goes to
Nice,
Rick.
Rick.
Ugh.
All
damn
right,
it,
so
Ben.
our
Over to
final
you, man.
score
Thank you, Drew.
tally for the whatever music segment I said earlier, name of this segment, last call. Rick
That
with
was
5.
exactly it. You remembered.
What? Exactly. Rick with 5, Drew with 6, and Ben with 7 points. Ben wins this whatever segment this is called for last call.
Lyrics.
Song lyrics thingy that we
Congratulations.
came up with.
Ben,
name-
Ben's the best at pulling out.
Ben is really
win.
good at pulling
The
out
win.
the win. Congratulations, Ben. You win a virtual
Remember-
high five.
Ben doesn't know the name of the songs.
That's true. He did say he doesn't know any of the names of the songs.
Travis,
I
I
think
gotta give
Rick
you
won.
kudos though, because you kind of picked like 4 or 5 songs for each of us.
Yeah.
Like that was smart.
Yeah, they were kind of genre specific
Yeah, it
to a
was good.
certain point. Although the Arctic Monkeys was a reach because
Yeah.
I do love them.
I
but
have
just
to
don't.
pick some that like you guys don't know in case you guys do know them. Like
That
no.
you don't know in case you do. I like
Right.
it.
Exactly. That's words to live by. That's the title of this episode.
Sounds like a song lyric.
That's right.
But guys, listen, we've had a good time tonight. It's a little late. They're kicking us out. And so just remember that you can follow us on the Twitter at @_Bar Banter. We have
You call it the Twitter.
the Twitter. We have a YouTube somewhere. It's just search Bar Banter on YouTube and you'll probably find us. If you know our content, it's going to be there. We have an Instagram for @_Bar Banter. I think that's it. No, we have a Facebook for all of our older listeners. We have a Facebook for my mom. Sorry, Mom. Love you, Mom. We have a Facebook, and just remember that this is our podcast, and you're along
Along for the ride.
You're along for the ride.